Hi, I'm Bethany Wallace, Content Manager for College Recruiter. College Recruiter, we believe every student and recent grad deserves a great career. We create a quality candidate recruiter experience. Our interactive media solutions connect students and grads to great careers. Today's tips are about onboarding. What is onboarding and why should you care about it if you're a college student or recent college graduate? Onboarding is the process that you go through when you're hired to get to know the company you're working with, and you become acclimated to the company culture and become, sort of hone in on your abilities to become a really productive employee. So the company that you work for will kind of facilitate this process. It's also, from the company's perspective, it's the process that they go through to really kind of get you acclimated to the company so that they can ensure that they retain you as an employee. And that's important to them because they want to retain good employees. They just spent a lot of money to get you hired, and they want to keep you, and so they can get a good return on their investment. So it's a two-way street. That's my first tip to you, is to remember that onboarding is a two-way street. Just like you're nervous when you go to work on the first day or the first couple weeks when you go in as a new entry-level employee, and you're concerned about what you're wearing, how you interact with everyone. When you go to meetings, you're like, oh my gosh. But just remember that your employer is probably a little bit nervous too, because they want to make a good first impression on you as well. Second tip I have for you is to try to actually pay attention during all those onboarding events like orientation, even though it seems like they're just shoving information at you about this is important documentation, and make sure that you go through these training videos and read this information about this corporate policy. That seems kind of boring at the time, perhaps, but it can actually be important. You never know when that hour-long workshop that you attended about a company policy about reporting sexual harassment might be something that you have to actually do one day. So you might want to pay attention and at least try to take it to heart. The next tip I give you is to don't skip out during breaks. When everyone is sitting around chit-chatting, don't just take that as an opportunity to sneak off and send a text message to your boyfriend. Or when everyone goes to lunch, and that's totally optional, you don't have to go to lunch with people you work with, but take it as an opportunity to get to know people and network and form relationships outside of just strict work, because that's where the fun is really at. And that's when you also get to know what real corporate culture is like outside of the strict work environment. And you'll really get to feel like more like you're a part of things, and that it's not just a place where you show up and do some work. Then the fourth tip I have for you is, if you have questions when you're attending orientation or those sort of meetings, be sure that you actually ask the questions. If you're too afraid to speak up and ask in meetings, which is pretty common if you're brand new, then at least jot them down and ask someone later, like your manager or someone who's a supervisor. If you can work up the courage, ask during the meeting. That's really the best thing to do. My only tip is don't wait until the very end of the meeting, like the last 5 minutes, because everyone will start to hate you if you do that because everyone's ready to go during the last 5 minutes. Then the last tip I have is to get mentors. And your company may provide you with like a canned mentor. They have like a mentoring program and they assign you a mentor, and that's great. More companies should do that. But you may also want to seek out your own mentors. I would advise getting 2 mentors. Try to find someone who works in the company you work for, who you admire, who has been there longer than you have, and ask that person to mentor you. And then also outside of that company, ask someone who truly is a great leader and who works in the same career field or in like your future desired career field to mentor you. And that person could be like a lifelong career mentor for you. I have someone who's my career mentor, and she's been my career mentor now for probably almost 10 years, I think. And it's just been truly helpful for me through every stage of my career journey in the last decade. So you just never know what kind of benefits you'll receive from that. When you're facing issues in your workplace that are stressful, it'll give you someone to go to who can be truly objective. So these are some onboarding tips I have for you. Congratulations on your first entry-level job out of college. And just keep coming back to our website at collegerecruiter.com to get more tips. And visit us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube for more.